What is up, Whiskey family, and welcome to another episode of Whiskey Mad. In this video, we'll be cruising over to Kentucky, Tennessee, and looking at the Woodford Reserve Kentucky Straight Bourbon. So without further ado, let's hit the intro and let's get into tasting. Welcome back, guys. And today we are looking at the Woodford Reserve Kentucky Straight Bourbon out of the US of A. This is a Kentucky Straight Bourbon. I don't know which other way to put it. It is, like I said, bourbon. It is this one in front of me is a 750ml bottle at 43.2% ABV. It retails in South Africa for roughly around 425 Rand, which is around $24. So not too bad. My opinion, probably a little bit of an entry-level bourbon, but let's taste it, let's see what we think, and let's go from there. If we look at the packaging, always like to look at the packaging. I think it's really cool, and I think it makes a bottle unique. It's not just a bottle that gets placed on the shelf. I think a lot of effort goes into making something like this, so why not just take a little time and admire what they've done. So this one comes in obviously a half box. You can see the bottle itself, half box here. Box is pretty sort of straightforward, nothing too fancy or great. It does say Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey, selected by Master Distiller Chris Morris. Comes straight out of Kentucky, USA. And at the back, it just gives us the awards that it's won. So we can see it's won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 awards. So that's another thing to take into account. So there's nothing much about the box. Let's crack open the bottle and let's see what the flavors are like. This is a funny box. It's a cool little house. Well, no, sorry. The distillery, sorry. We'll just pop that down there. Looking at the bottle again, it's a cool. I thought it was a 500ml at first. I didn't think it was a 750ml. I do believe that this also comes in a liter bottle. I haven't seen a liter bottle, but according to Woodford's website, there is a liter bottle available. I don't know if it's available in South Africa, but there is a liter bottle available. What I do love about the bottles is when they do this, they tell you the label batch, which is batch number 15, and the bottle number, which is 2433. So that's always a cool little thing to have, on the whiskey. Always love things like that. The back of the bottle says, the art of making fine bourbon first took place on the site of the Woodford Reserve Distillery, a national historic landmark in 1812. I was going to put that in later on in the video, but the label spoiled it. So the Woodford Distillery has been made a national landmark in Kentucky. The perfectly balanced taste of our Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey is comprised of more than 200 delectable flavor notes, from bolo grain and wood to sweet aromatic spice, fruit and floral notes. So without further ado, love that sound. Let's pop a little bit in the glass. Pop it on here. So if we look at the color, it's got a nice sort of dark amber sort of color. Nice little color there. On the nose, we're supposed to be getting a rich dried fruit, hints of mint, oranges, and a dusting of cocoa, with faint vanilla and tobacco spice. So on the nose, it definitely is fruity. Don't know so much about dried fruit, but the fruits are there. The oranges are starting to come through a little bit. I guess a dusting of cocoa. You're not gonna, I don't get the dusting of cocoa. Faint vanilla. Tobacco spice. Definitely is, wouldn't say tobacco spice, but more of like a little bit of a burnt, like a burnt smell to it. On the taste, we're supposed to, or sorry, on the palate, we're supposed to get rich, chewy, rounded, and smooth, complex citrus. That's a mouthful. With cinnamon and cocoa, toffee caramel, chocolate, and spice notes. So let's drink it up. Oh, spicy notes are definitely there. Definitely get those spices through there. Citrus comes through at the end, kind of like a orange. I want to say like naartjie, but for those of you who are not from South Africa, we have a citrus fruit called a naartjie, very similar to an orange. Comes in small little segments that you can eat. I don't know what they would call that in the rest of the world. We call it a naartjie, but there is somewhat of a citrusy flavor in there. Oh. On the palate now, I definitely get that tobacco spice. Not on the nose. On the palate, yes. That does come through. I'm a huge fan of chocolate. I don't seem to get the chocolate there. So, a little bit disappointed, but not too bad. And then the finish is supposed to be smooth, creamy, with a long, warm, satisfying tail. Now, when I do drink bourbon, I always get that long, satisfying tail. It just warms me up from the time that I swallow it down my chest. So that is definitely a great tasting bourbon. Now, what we've started doing in our videos is we are no longer mixing the whiskey with water. We want to try and look more into the flavors, into the natural, the naturalization of, I think that's a word, naturalization, the natural way of drinking whiskey. We just feel that I feel though personally that the water does sometimes enhance the flavors, but also sometimes ruins it. So we've decided just to drop the water side of our videos away, and like I said, just focus on the actual taste or the flavors of the whiskey. But this is an incredibly smooth, long-lasting dram. Like I said, definitely get the tobacco spice on the palate, not on the nose. It is there though, so that is a for away. That is a good dram. That very nice, guys. Thank you very much for watching again. Please hit the subscribe button there at the bottom of the page. The only way we can bring you more of the info is for you guys to subscribe to our channel, so please do that, and we will catch you next time where we have something surprising for you guys. So we'll catch you in the next video. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Cheers.